Aduna kabay buot masayran sa kinabuhi? Aduna ba'y kagawasan sa sala o kasakit? May paglaong pa ba ang mga minatay? Unsa ba'y padulngan sa kalibutan? Mga higala, ipangutana kay pastor. Ipadala ang imong mga pangutana ug tubagon ni pastor gamit ang Biblia. Pangutana Pastor, usa ka serbisyong gidalit kaninyo gikan sa Hope Channel.
Nakikita niyo yung
Hangad mo bang matuklasan ang hindi mapagkakailang katotohanang nakasaad lamang sa Biblia? Subaybayan ang distinctive truths in Jesus para sa katotohanang magbibigay ng tunay na kaligayahan. Dito lang sa Hope Channel Philippines.
To me, the joy, which money cannot buy.
And very hospitable, and most of all, big part of your operation.
Dynamic Living returns with new episodes now on Mondays 6 to 7 p.m. Dynamic Living, the Total You on Mondays.
School is out and vacations are in. And what more for the tourism industry? It's business more than the usual. And what makes a tourista in the Philippines more fun? Here in Dynamic Living, the Total You, we invite you, dear viewers, in the next 60 minutes as we discuss with our guests here tracks and trends of the travel lovers industry. I'd like to welcome to the show my guests from the Department of Tourism. I have Mr. Yoyong S. Medalla, Region 10, DOT. Good evening po sa inyo, sir.
Good evening, Doc, and we're very glad that you have given us the opportunity to be a part of this beautiful and very informative TV series entitled Dynamic Living, The Total You. And of course, sa atong mga taga Mindanao, I'd like to greet them maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. And to our partners and friends in Manila, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. And we would like to welcome you to Northern Mindanao.
Yes, dapat bumisita sila sa atin, di po ba?
That's
okay.
right.
Which is actually yun yung ating objective for the show tonight. So people around the Philippines would know what we have here in Region 10. And the people of the world would see also na meron palang maganda dito sa atin, di ba?
That's right.
I'd like to welcome also to the show Mr. Jeffrey Saclot. He's the Provincial Tourism Officer, Ms. Samis Oriental. Good evening sa iyo, Jeffrey.
Hi, good evening, Doc, and to the televiewers of Dynamic Living, good evening. Magandang gabi sa mga taga Luzon, no, mayong gabi sa Visayas ug sa Mindanao.
Okay, tonight we will be trying to encourage them to come and experience how, you know, and what to see here in Region 10. No?
That's right.
So ngayon, I'd like to ask you, sir, first of all, pag sinabi natin tourism, para ba ang sinasabi natin fun, 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 di ba?
Yes.
Pero what is tourism all about pala? Is it just, you know, traveling, touring, or is there more to it than just the fun, fun, fun?
Well, when you talk about tourism, it's a large segment. There are several components in it. But normally, when we talk about tourism, it's more of travel. We have to visit areas and destinations outside from our usual area. But there are a lot of things that we can consider when we talk about tourism. Components like the food, the total experience of culture and arts, the accommodation, the people itself, the art, the culture. So these are the other components that we have to experience when we go and travel and visit to a certain destination?
Jeffrey, heto ganito yan eh. Di ba pag pumupunta ka sa isang lugar, for you to be able to appreciate the place, para bang mas maganda siguro ma-immerse mo kung anong meron sila, di ba?
That's right.
Yes,
Like for
yes.
example, you travel in a certain place, alam mo naman na heto mahilig sila sa mga street foods. So dapat tikman natin yon
Yes.
kasi para alam mo na heto talaga nakarating ka sa lugar na yon.
Yes, that's very true. No, actually, the province of Misamis Oriental, through the leadership of Governor Bambi Imano, gives a different perspective, no, of what tourism is, because to the governor, the most important thing for the tourism program to be felt by the people is when the constituents of the province themselves benefit from the program. So it's the tourism program of the province is has a holistic approach. Now, it does not just cater to tourists, no, in the first place. The tourism program makes it sure that the people, especially the poor ones, benefit from the program. How? The governor introduces a lot of pillars that support his tourism agenda. Example of it is livelihood. He wants to establish a community-based livelihood, sustainable tourism, no? So that he would like the people to have to make a living out of the operation of the sites that we are developing in the province.
So pero kasama talaga naman yan, sir, di ba, Lolong? Di ba pag sinabi ninyo na heto ang tourism, sinabi niyo kanina, it comprises a lot.
Yes.
So yung sinasabi ni Jeffrey is actually just one segment
Yes.
of
Yes,
it.
the food is always a part and parcel of your travel, because no matter sometimes how beautiful the area is, but you don't like the food, you
Yeah.
don't enjoy the food, medyo kulang yung experience mo. So
O kaya
the
naman
food
nagutuman
component,
ka.
Of
The
course,
food,
of
yes.
course, you have to consider the sanitation, no, aspect, and of course the infrastructure aspect. You have to consider that because there are tourist sites that are situated far from the national highways.
Yes.
And, you have to consider that, and the most important of all, the security of the tourists, no, who are coming to the tourist sites. So those are the things that you have to consider when you want to promote the tourism industry in a particular place.
also
Pero-
inclusive,
yes.
Doc, of the services. Because we also have to make sure that we give our best when we do our services. Example, from the hotels, from the restaurants, our tour guides. These are other components that should be considered also when you try to experience a certain area or a destination.
So heto, pag sinabi mo na heto holistic ang approach na to na pinag-uusapan natin ngayon so pag sinabi natin holistic ang approach na yan, it makes sure that the person, the tourist, whether he's a local or a foreigner,
Yes,
will
yes.
make sure na kumbaga lahat ng mga sinabi ninyo is already addressed, di ba?
Yes.
Like for example, hindi naman yan uuwi sa kanila na nagkasakit kasi sanitary-wise,
Yes,
hindi na
yes.
sanitary yung pagkain niya.
Yes, that's
O
right.
kaya naman, nabugbog naman yung katawan niya sa kaka-travel niya na
Yes.
pagdating niya sa destination niya, wala nang ganang,
Pagod na.
to
That's
enjoy it, di po ba? Pero pag sinabi natin, sinabi mo kanina, Jeff, na livelihood programs. Sir Yoyong, heto bang livelihood na sinasabi ni Jeff is a major component, di po ba? Because tourism per se should improve also the economics of a certain locality, di po ba?
Yes, in fact, that should be under 95-93, that the economics of the locals, particularly in areas wherein there is a high potential for tourism, should be given priority. So which means that tourism should be felt to the lowest level of the society. Like, for instance, what ano sinasabi ni Jeff, that they are given the opportunity for business. They can create something out of what is locally made. No, they can produce something that people can buy, the tourists can buy. Not necessarily pouring so much financial resources, but initiatives from the locals that can really help boost the economic aspect of our
So,
locals.
yung sinasabi ni Sir yung kanina, Jeff, in relation to what you said na livelihood, so heto ngayon, you're trying to develop this. Kasi this is
Yes.
one of the pillars
Yeah,
that you
and it's
mentioned.
just not limited to food. Like for example, we have the Ayaya Falls in Lugait, no? That's a it's like 3 kilometers away from the National Highway. Now, what we do there is we train the habal-habal drivers, no? Yung sa
Yes,
motorized.
habal-habal, motorized,
We train them to become tour guides. No?
So in addition to them driving the tourist, bringing the tourists to the
Yes.
location, sila mismo alam nila yung history ng
Yes,
lugar.
that's
Yes.
very
pwede nila-
important.
Yes,
No, that's
opo.
very important. And we also train, especially yung mga out-of-school youth to, like yung we introduce therapeutic massage, no? Training, so that they can, of course, create an economic activity, no, in the premises of the tourist site. No, kasi yung mga ganon, not just limited to food, no, cooking food, serving food.
Maraming
Skills.
areas,
Yeah,
skills na
marami.
pwede natin
Oo,
i-tap,
marami.
di ba?
Yung mga ganon.
Opo.
No, and we are developing the Agotayan Island, no, in Hasaan. So, yung mga mangingisda, dalawa na yung pagkakakitaan nila. Sa gabi, nangingisda sila. Sa umaga, they become tour guides. Sinasakyan yung bangka nila patungo sa island. So, that in itself is already creating a livelihood for the people.
Yes, and not only livelihood na kumbaga economically viable siya, kundi this will have to redound back to the national treasury also, di ba sir? Kasi hindi
Yes.
lang naman siya sa local pupunta kumbaga you're pouring in money also to the national treasury aside from that. Kasi may certain percentage na ibibigay doon.
Yes, but more fully on the locals because hindi naman gaano kalaki yung kinikita nila.
Actually,
But
the
we are-
ones that go to the national treasury would be the taxes paid by the businesses,
By the businesses,
to the BIR.
Opo.
No?
Restaurants.
Yun. Ganon. Yun yung napupunta sa national government.
share.
But insofar as the operation of the sites, example, in our province, meron kaming scheme dyan sa sharing ng income. Like part of the income goes to the province, part goes to the municipality, part goes to the barangay. You see, even the local government units benefit from the operation of the tourist sites
So,
that we are developing.
In terms of economics, so yan yung pwedeng mapakinabangan natin, di po
To
ba?
locals,
Yes, to
yes.
the locals. And heto naman, di ba, merong mga international conventions on how to go
right.
about hetong mga tourism na ito.
Yes.
And are we actively involved or participating in this convention? So we get new ideas, we get new, na heto dapat gawin natin so we can improve further.
Yes, in fact, in relation to that, we just attended the Madrid Fusion Manila. This is a Congress of the International Chefs from Madrid. So Region 10 was given the opportunity to bring Sinuglao. That's our entry in that particular one lunch with the chefs.
Was it a contest?
We introduced, no, it's not really a contest, but it's divided into three. The first day would be for the Luzon food, the second would be Visayas, and the third would be Mindanao. So our entry for Region 10 is Sinuglao, which in that case we gave opportunity for the chefs to really try our local delicacy. This is Sinuglao, a combination of fresh fish and grilled pork, bite-sized, mixed all together with a special ingredient is called Kabuntagon because it's not found in
It's
any
not found
other
in
place.
any other place,
That's right.
yes.
So that makes it very interesting. We have a lot of kinilaw, we have a lot of sinuglaws all over, but our sinuglaw is quite different
Yeah, it's
because of the
unique.
special, unique ingredient.
Yes.
So in that way, we are
Na-introduce
sending a
ninyo.
message. Yes.
Yes.
Through food, we were able to introduce our region, our cities and provinces, that we have something more, not just on food, not just on destinations, but we also have a very good delicacies all over the region.
So paano po, how do we, make people understand na hetong Department of Tourism, whether it's the regional, whether it's the provincial or the city, alam niyo medyo heavy on in terms of responsibilities nakasalalay sa inyong mga balikat Because one and foremost would be security, di
Yes.
po ba?
That's right.
And we know for a fact that Mindanao, palagi yan sinasabi nila, war-torn tayo. So,
Na-associate
yun
tayo
sa
with,
palagi tayo associated tayo.
terrorism, mga
Yes,
ganon.
opo. So, how do you get over that? So that people, would learn to say na, heto, I'm not afraid to go there
Yes.
because I'd like to try it. So let's
Yes,
start with
in
Region
our
10.
case for the Department of Tourism, altogether with the other LGUs, we always make sure that we join national and local tourism activities because that's one way that we can really push our areas. Like for instance, the Madrid Fusion in Manila. So people will say that there's nothing wrong in Mindanao because you see there are people joining in this event and they are always open for the guests to go. So we join in promotional activities, particularly in Visayas and in Luzon. So we make sure that Northern Mindanao is always there, and that's also one way of educating our friends out there in Luzon and Visayas that our place is a very good place to visit. And those are the things that they heard, yung mga naririnig nila and whatsoever. We always tell them that it's not unique to our region. It's happening all over the world. So if we just stop promoting our place, who would do the promotions? So kailangan we have to double our time and make people understand that our region has a lot to offer, and these are things are just nangyayari all over the world.
Kumbaga, hindi siya uniquely sa atin
Hindi siya
nangyayari.
unique.
At hindi
That's
tayo
right.
dapat ano doon, para bang palaging 1 + 1 = 2 na,
Yes.
heto, pag pumunta ka dito sa Region 10, sa Northern
Yes.
Mindanao, siguradong magulo, di ba?
Yeah.
So part din yan sa inyong ina-address at the local level.
Yes, of course. Actually, there are other avenues, like when you engage in benchmarking activities in other places, other LGUs, we would always explain to the officials and the people there that Misamis Oriental is in the northern part of Mindanao. I mean, the news that come out associating Mindanao with terrorism is really not true, because only part of Mindanao is affected, by that particular scenario. And we also, at our level in the province, we try to make it sure that we unify the Muslims, the Christians, the Lumads,
The Lumads.
in order for us to have a peaceful community. In fact, one of the thrusts of Governor Bambi Imano is that when we shall have the income of the province out of the operation of the sites, part of the income goes to the religious sector, and that includes the Christians, the Muslims, which is Islam, di ba? Yung ano nila. And of course, the Lumads. Kasi we want to take care of these people because these are the very people who can help us address the security concerns of our locality.
That's true, di ba? Kasi kailangan i-assure natin na kung sino man yung pupunta dito sa atin, hindi sila dapat matakot, di
Yes,
po ba?
and we always tell them that we have tourism offices, we have LGUs, if in case they are in trouble. So we assure them that we are here to ensure that they would have very good memories in visiting our area.
A very good manifestation, if I may. Both the regional office and the provincial tourism office put up a tourism booth, dyan sa may arrival area
Arrival
ng
area
airport.
ng airport,
Yeah,
diba?
so that lahat ng passengers
Makikita
pass
nila yun.
through the arrival area, at saka makikita nila. And then, I think, para lang may mapuntahan sila, kung meron silang gustong itanong about Misamis Oriental or about Region 10, particularly sa DOT.
And so they can avail of this, di ba?
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
we have a lot
Yes,
of brochures and flyers that they
Yes.
can get. They can ask assistance from
Yeah.
there.
Doon pa lang, ma-feel na nila nga, parang welcome tayo dito sa Misamis Oriental.
Yes, mahalaga kasi yun eh. Kasi if you travel somewhere else outside of the Philippines, yun palagi eh. Sa
Yes.
airport pa lang, meron ka ng ganyan, di ba?
Dapat
Yes.
May mga tao pa nga na nag-a-assist sa'yo na
Yes.
tutulungan ka where you are going and what you should see and visit,
Yes.
di po ba? So part dapat yan sa ating promotional strategy, di po ba?
Yes.
So what about accommodations? Can we say na tayo din naman, we have very good accommodations for the tourists that would come into our area?
Oh yes, in fact, we have already a very good range of in terms of their budget. If they want pension house, tourist inn, and up to a level of higher classification of
hotel.
rooms, then we can readily offer already. So we have a good number of accommodation facilities that would cater to their needs in accordance to their budget. Because
Are we also doing packaging? Like for example,
tour
when we try to market our place, do we also have like, okay, for this package, for this number of days, we will visit this, you will stay in this place
you
with
mean
the
the
hotel
tour
accommodation?
package?
Yeah, the tour
We
package
have,
and all.
yes,
So we
yes.
also have that.
Yes, last tourism week of last year, we launched the tourism package for Misamis Oriental. Wala pa nga yung na-develop namin na sites. How much more pag andyan mag-ooperate na? There are 4 sites na dine-develop namin which will operate starting this year. So when they start to operate, of course, we need to introduce a new set of tour packages for our tourists, potential tourists.
So in other words, you are actively, trying to adjust and see kung ano yung pwede at
Yes.
paano natin gawin ito.
Yes, Doc. Talagang you really need to seek ways, no, in order for you to promote the tourism of your locality. No, not just the destinations. You also have to promote the activities. No? Kasi yung example sa province of Misamis Oriental, we just launched the Coyamis Festival. That's the official festival of the province of Misamis Oriental. So we were already on our second year, no, of that celebration. So hopefully sa third year magiging mas grande pa yung celebration namin that would really attract tourists to come to Misamis Oriental.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track, di ba, sir? Kasi para bang with all of these festivals, with all of this in media, being promoted, people get to know, oy, nandyan pala ito sa mapa sila, and maybe we should try going there, di ba?
Yes.
Because unless we are able to invite our own local people
That's right.
to try us, our place,
Yes.
paano natin siya i-market abroad, di ba?
Yes.
So, yes, how do we go about, so aside from marketing it locally, do we also market it internationally for?
Yes, in fact, look, I have to go back first to the tour packages because we also work with our Tour and Travel Association. So we have Cagayan de Oro Travel and Tours Association that's responsible for making the different tour packages available in the region. So people can also avail of that so that they don't have really trouble, planning it out, where to go, what to do. It's already there. So
kumbaga, naka-itinerary na siya.
Yes.
Kumbaga may itinerary. Okay, for day 1, heto, ganitong oras
gagawin
kayo,
mo, for day
susunduin ka
2,
namin.
yes.
Convenient
ganyan.
kasi yan on the part of
Convenient
the
siya,
tourists.
opo.
So we give the job to our partner, which is the Cagayan de Oro Travel and Tours Association, so that we don't really overlap to each other. So they prepare the tour packages, and then we bring those tour packages when we do our sales missions, not only here in the Philippines, but abroad as
outside
well.
also.
Yes, in other countries as well, so that it is already ready. Because the tour operators in other countries, they work it that way. You have to be very fast with your packages because you don't have much time to talk things over. So you have to be ready with what is your package and how much does it cost and everything. Then you can do right away the business transaction.
Opo. Kasi
Okay.
mahalaga yun dahil syempre, ang mga tao ngayon, ayaw na nila yung hassle masyado.
Yes.
Gusto nila na pagdating pa lang nila sa aeroplano, pagdating nila sa
May
airport,
sasalubong na.
may sasalubong na sa
Yes.
nila, may magdadala
Tapos,
na.
they need
May
not worry about their
nakaplastada na
food.
lahat, their food. They
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have to
yung mga
worry.
ganon.
Oh, and then they don't have to worry na maliligaw pa sila.
Yes,
Kung
yes.
saan sila makakarating, di
Yes.
ba? So, but are there also laws that protect us, yung tourism industry?
Of course.
Yes, go ahead,
The very law that governs the tourism activities in the Philippines is the Tourism Act, no? Bago lang siya na pass into law, no? Mga few years back. Very comprehensive is the law. Andun yung lahat yung mga guide, no? And then of course, in support of the national law, the LGUs, no, should also make it a point that they pass pertinent ordinances, no, that would help in the regulation, no, kasi very important is the regulation in a particular tourist site. You have to make it sure, like in Agutayan, na walang fishing, illegal fishing activities, kasi that would affect the marine life. And our thrust is to protect the marine life, yung mga ganon. And you have to impose, if need be, violations. No? You have to impose fines or sanctions, penalties for violations
At saka
of
hindi
these
kasi masisira kasi Jeff, yung
prohibitions.
masisira kasi yung lugar, di ba?
Yes,
Dapat
yes.
na pinopromote mo and then sisirain din lang pala.
Yes, that's
Eventually, there will be no tourists that will go there kasi
Yes.
kakalat yan na wala namang kami nakita doon, wala namang maganda, parang nasayang yung pera ko, di
Yeah.
ba?
Actually, there's a paradox to, especially when you promote ecotourism. Why? Because you develop a particular site, but at the same time, you have to make it sure na preserve yung natural setting ng environment.
So medyo mahirap gawin,
Yes,
di ba?
mahirap. It's very challenging, but
You have to be very sensitive on the
Yeah,
type
yeah.
of development that you are going to push.
And studies have to be done in order
Of
for you to
course.
be able to
Yes,
come up with it,
yes.
di ba?
Yeah, of course.
Kasi kung hindi, baka yun na nga, you destroy one, although you want to create another one,
Yes,
di ba?
yes.
So
dapat
yung-
may balance.
So, aside from protection na binigay ng ating Tourism Act na yan, what about me as a tourist? Am I also protected? O kaya naman, ikaw as a locality, are you also protected from syempre meron tayong tinatawag na may mga notorious people also na kumbaga they pose themselves as tourists and yet they don't really help you in that aspect. Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, for one is that we have a law on trafficking and child prostitution. So we even have included that in our programs on child-wise programs. So this is something that the operators, the hotel owners, and tourism-related establishments should be aware of.
So kasali po yan when you meet with this mga stakeholders.
Yes,
So they
yes.
are also
Importante
aware.
yan.
They're
And
aware.
they need to cooperate
Yeah,
with this
important
also.
yan.
Yes, for instance, if they see foreigner bringing children in the room, so you must
Oh,
be
yung mga
suspicious
ganon.
already,
Oh.
something like that.
Oh.
And that they have to report it to the office or to the local police to ensure that we are protecting our children. Because, well, if it is true that we need a tourist, but of course, we have to protect our land, our culture, we have to protect our people.
Kasi dyan tayo medyo how you will be able to balance this. We want tourists, we want to improve our economics, but at the same time, we need to protect what we have.
Yes.
All the resources that we have, di
Yes.
ba?
Yeah, we need to protect both what we have and the tourists themselves.
Yes.
We need to protect them. I think that our special laws, I'm talking of criminal laws, are already sufficient to address those concerns. Ang pinaka-importante lang talaga is that the locality itself, through the local government units, should also impose or pass laws or in the form of ordinances
Parang to strengthen.
Yes, to support, strengthen the efforts of the national government.
Saka
Yung
para hindi magkaroon ng ngipin, di ba?
Yes, yes.
Kasi minsan batas lang yan na nandun, pero
Yes,
hindi naman
yes.
nai-implement kasi kulang, di ba?
Yeah, and it's not just limited to that. You also would like to pass laws that would protect our investors. Kasi when you have the sites, maraming mga investors na interested to put in their business there, no?
Yeah, kasi di ba, like for example, marami na ngayon gustong maglagay ng hotels.
Yes, yung
Marami
mga
nang
ganon.
maglagay ng kainan, di ba?
So the local government unit should be friendly to them kasi they're bringing employment opportunities sa mga tao yung mga ganon, and they're contributing to the economic growth of a particular locality, so that kailangan maprotektahan din yung mga investors natin. How? Kahit ma-promote yung welfare nila, how? Pwede kang mag-impose ng mga tax or tax holidays, yung mga ganon. Yeah, those are just examples, no? So that they will really be attracted to pour in their business here.
Yes,
Yung mga
mahalaga
ganon.
talaga yon, no? And when we return, we'll take a very short break. And when we return, we'll continue on with our discussion here. Napaka-lively po na aming discussion on the tourism industry, particularly in Region 10. Please stay tuned.
Hi ma'am, makatabang ba ang turismo sa atong ekonomiya? Ngano?
Oo, kaayo. Makatabang gyud siya. Especially kung daghan kaayo taog tourist diri, so of course they will pay. So makadugang yun sa atong economy diri. And then most of all, pride pod sa ato ang local nga mga citizen diri. And at the same time, makatabang kay of course kung mag-adto pod ang mga local citizen ani nga place, so makatabang pod makadugang gihapon. And kasagara ra ba sa mga citizen diri kay wala kabalo kung unsa mga tourist spot nato diri, mostly kay abroad, pero kuan ba, eye-opening para sa ato apod at the same time kung sa ato ang economy.
Katabang kay para malambo atong dakbayan para mo usbog pa bitaw para munlat pa bitaw atong bansa.
Yes, ma'am, because ang tourism, makakuha da punog idea ang mga people kung sa katsada ang isa ka lugar. O, nang managanin ang mga mo, din na nga lugar, mga tour, o mga tourists, dagan makabalo kung asa na siya, sa katsada na nga lugar, na mas musikat siya, may masyag famous na lugar, na.
Siyempre, makatabang yun kay makagenerate mo taog income from other countries sa mga foreigner. Mo income kaya puntaan na sa ila. O Kaos pa ana ma-advertise na to ang mga beautiful nga tourist spots sa atong nasud sa nagkalain-laing mga tourist spots. For example sa Camiguin, Boracay o uban pa nga mga tourist spots nga maayo kasuruyan sa mga foreigner.
Makatabang siya kay of course ang mga gikan sa gawas makita nila ang unsa ba ang Pilipinas bitaw sa ang atong mga tourist spots dere. So warag ma-promote pod lugar kumbaga ang atong country. So musikat po siya sa gawas ba nga na. Makatabang siya.
Opo, sa akin tingin po kasi ang turismo kasi napagbigay po kasi ng malaking ekonomiya higit sa lahat. Pag maraming turismo pumasok sa Pilipinas, lalaki yung porsyento ng ekonomiya, nakadagdag yung porsyento at saka tataas yung value po ng pera po o piso po sa Pilipinas. Higit sa lahat po, ito po yung makapag-undergo po ng iba global po na ma-promote yung Pilipinas ay napakagandang bansa at saka safe kung saan po sa buong mundo po.
If given the chance, where in the Philippines would you like to visit as a tourist?
Siguro, if given a chance, siguro sa Boracay, kaya wala pa man sa ka ato sukad.
In Boracay.
Boracay, ma'am.
Boracay. Puerto Princesa.
Siguro sa Palawan kay kita man ako sa TV nga tsada ang ilang beach nga na tinaw siya nga na so gusto ko mato sa Palawan. If ever given a chance, siguro mato Palawan.
Para sa akin gusto kong pumuntahan is yung Siargao Island. Kasi one of the hotspot po kasi dito sa Pilipinas, especially one of the bagong discover po dito sa Mindanao, sa bandang Mindanao po. So Siargao Island po pinakagusto ko po.
As a tourist, I always wanted to go to Tagaytay. Oo. And of course, hopefully pud unta no nga madaghan pud ato ang tourist spot diri sa Cagayan. Kay murag unfair pod ba? Nga ngano sila raman pwede, why not diri pod sa ato? So mao na siya nga place pod.
Welcome back to Dynamic Living the Total You with our episode, Tracks and Trends of the Travel Lovers Industry. Nakakatuwa ba? Nakakataba ng puso. Na ang mga in-interview, alam nila that tourism will boost our economy.
Yes.
And they would want us to be known internationally, worldwide, as peace-loving, as peaceful, and napakaganda ng bayan natin. But there's one thing that's lacking there. Diba? If you will notice, they just want to go, maybe they want to go to Tagaytay, they want to go to Palawan, they want to go wherever. Pero, so where is the challenge there for us? Para ang Region 10, ang Northern Mindanao, minsan may interview naman yung taga-ibang lugar, magsabi na, it will be our pride pag sinabi, I'd like to go to Northern Mindanao. So paano yun? How do you address?
Yeah, it's really a challenge, no? The best thing that the stakeholders should do is to really observe how the procedures and the dynamics on how to become successful, no? With regards to our tourism industry. Yun ang sinasabi natin, we have to make sure that we shall have addressed the marketing and promotional concerns, the security, yung mga ganon, transportation, infrastructure, the sanitation, which includes the health, no? Health, which includes the sanitation. And of course, we have to make sure that they are going to a very clean environment. So yun yung tinatawag naming holistic approach of the tourism program. Dapat ma-address po lahat yan. Because when you shall have achieved your thrust for all those things, hindi magiging malayo. Hindi magiging malayo yung pagkamit mo ng tagumpay sa tourism program ng isang locality.
So tanungin ko kayo, Sir Yong, how do we rate Region 10 in terms of what we are doing now in order for us to be able to develop our tourism industry? Kasi, syempre, when we say na heto Tagaytay, sinabi natin Palawan, heto Camiguin, we're very proud kasi Philippines yun eh.
Yes.
Pero alam naman din natin na they had birthing pains developing
Yes.
those
Yes.
areas
Not an
and
overnight.
took them years and
Years.
years for them to be able to reach where they are, including Boracay, di ba? So, would you say na tayo here in Region 10 particularly, medyo malayo pa tayo na marating natin na masali tayo doon sa mga gustong puntahan ng mga taong ito?
Well, it's not really that far given the scenario, given the natural wonders and man-made attractions that we have. It's not really that far. In fact, when we go to other places outside northern Mindanao, we are very happy that the northern Mindanao areas is also included in their bucket list. So the last time, I think last November, the province of Camiguin with Governor Romualdo and of course the Department of Tourism with our boss, Director Chan, with Tourism Promotions Board in Manila, they were very successful in bringing Camiguin Island in London. So that is an international market wherein the island was given a certain place where people can really see and understand better what is in the island, what the island can offer.
So tayo ba sa province, Jeff, malayo pa ba tayo? Pero sinabi mo kasi kanina at the very beginning na within the year, meron tayong mga madidevelop.
Yes.
And maybe hopefully by next year, we'll be able to open it already to people, to tourists to see what we have. Would you say na hindi naman talaga malayo na ma-open na natin yan?
Yeah. We admit, no, even the governor admits that nasa infancy stage pa yung province of Misamis Oriental in terms of tourism. But we are very positive kasi mabilis yung pacing namin eh. No? After 2 years, the Gov Bambi, as governor of the province, we shall have already operated 4 sites, started to operate 4 sites. So, yun eh. Palawan, it took Palawan several years before it achieved that kind of level as far as the success of in terms of tourism is concerned. So we are very much positive in a few years from now, we will be at par with those places.
Anong mga meron tayo na gusto natin malaman ng mga viewers na natin ngayon na to look forward to be excited about?
Yes, we want to tell the people that Misamis Oriental is a coastal province, is blessed with, a coastal province is blessed with 2 white islands, no? No, dapat nilang malaman yan. More than 100 waterfalls, no? Meron ang Misamis Oriental. And then there's a unique species, endangered species, that's in Misamis Oriental. You can find it in Hasaan, the Philippine sailfin lizard, no? When you get there, mamamangha ka sa mga lizards, no? If Bohol has tarsiers, meron tayong Philippine sailfin lizards, no, na pwede nating ipagmalaki sa ibang lugar, no? Apart from that, meron tayong hot spring, no? We cannot just find it in Camiguin. Meron tayong hot spring sa Misamis Oriental, and that's one of the sites we are developing, no? So, masasabi ko na pag mag-operate na yung mga sites na to, we are very much certain na the growth of tourist arrivals will really be had. We will really
kasi alam mo, ganito kasi yan eh. Remember na tayo ang kumbaga nasa center tayo eh. Di po ba? Of the region.
Yes.
Kumbaga, lahat ng arrivals, lahat ng departures, dadaan sa atin, di ba? We're the gateway, you're right. So in other words, if we develop all of this, and we are able to market that properly, can you just imagine, hindi na natin ma-imagine kung gaano na tayo kasikat, mapapasok tayo sa map na, heto, these are the places we have to go and we have to be there in order for us to say na, oops, nakapunta ako doon.
Tsaka Doc, with the Convergence Now project of the Department of Tourism and DPWH, the road networks are given priority. So which means from the destination or supposed destination in a certain area, DOT is now working with DPWH to ensure that that road should be.
In other words, yung infrastructure na problem, ina-address na natin.
Yes. So all over practically in the region, from Misamis Occidental down here, may mga projects na tayo that has something to do with the road concreting or basically establishing a road that would really lead to
the
another
tourist
destination.
So in terms of percentage, if you know, there's this big pie,
Yes.
and we allocate a certain percentage of tourists arrivals and departures, would you say na tayo sa Northern Mindanao, do we have a share in that pie, in the Philippine pie, na meron mga talagang taong sumasadyang pumunta dito just so they can see the beautiful place that we have?
Yes, I think last year we had over 1 million visitors, and
For the entire year?
For the entire year, and that's about 40,000 of that, or a little more, contributes to the foreign arrivals. So
40% foreign arrivals and
Yes.
60% local.
Domestic,
that's
Domestic.
actually 1.6 something, the total arrival, both domestic and local. So about 40,000 of that is foreign. So we can see that there are really
Which is
coming.
actually an increase from the previous years, di ba? So
We
nakita
should say
natin
probably 25%
na
siguro
increase tayo.
from
Last
the
year's
previous.
tourist arrival.
Yes,
So in other words, we're doing good, pero we
Yes.
can still do better, di ba?
Yes.
So would you say, sir, na heto kasi 40% lang ang foreigners nito, 60% ang local or domestic nito. Would you say na ano mga nationalities ito sila na palaging nakikita natin na mas maraming pumupunta sa atin?
Well, in our list, it's always the Koreans on top. Then we have U.S.
Americans.
We have also a share from Europe, China, and Singapore as well. We have also those lists in our
So hindi
top
naman
arrivals.
talaga sasabihin natin na nahuhuli tayo.
Hindi.
Maybe we'll just have to develop more, di ba?
Yes.
And market it more. So in terms of promotions and marketing, sino ang mas magandang mag-market at mag-promote ng ating what we have here in the region? Would it be through SMS, mga social media, or is it through the print, through the radio, or maybe attending conventions and trying to promote what we have?
It should be all. SMS, in fact, we also join in other competitions that we can fill in our region. And joining Philippine Travel Mart, for instance, wherein we can meet all of our local and international buyers. And also joining in caravans, joining in international and domestic tourism affairs, and even we create our own activities here, especially on September for the Tourism Week. We put up events and we invite our stakeholders, our partners to come up with a booth and show off what they have in terms of diving, the zip lines and everything.
Yeah, kasi 'di ba, marami na tayo din talagang dapat nilang puntahan.
Yes.
Yung zipline lang natin,
Yes.
'di ba? Na
Yes.
feature na nga tayo. Napakaganda nga yun.
Yes. So the region is very varied. We can all answer the needs of the tourists, from for a child up to the more experienced
Let me
ones.
just share. There's a very good way of promoting our place, no, that would really create a lasting effect. No, you have to educate the people in the locality. You have to educate them that these are our tourist sites, our activities, no, and then let them feel that they are also responsible, no. They have to take care of the sites, the activities that we have in the locality. Kasi when they understand the program, the tourism industry itself, sila na mismo kung saan sila napupunta.
Alam mo, nag-agree ako dyan
Yeah.
sa'yo, Jeff. Kasi, syempre, ang mga tao, pag pumunta, dayo sila. Pag pumunta
Yes.
sila dito sa atin, if they feel they're welcomed, di ba? Parang with a smile.
Yes,
Kumbaga,
yes.
o kaya naman yung mga tao dito, marunong na mag-entertain.
Yes.
At alam nila, kasi minsan bigla lang may darating sa, kunyari, kakilala natin. Uy, ano namang magandang puntahan sa inyo?
Yes, diba? At
Diba?
least
So,
alam
dapat
nila.
alam natin na,
Yes.
uy, heto, dadalhin kita doon.
Yeah.
Because by then, by word of mouth, when they go back to where they come from, they will now tell people what they
Yeah.
have seen and how they went.
Yeah, that's an effective way of promoting your tourist destination, the locality itself.
We also have this program, Doc, with tourism frontliners. We will prepare a one-day familiarization tours with our workers from different hotels and restaurants, the frontliners. We'll bring them around, we show them around what we have here, because they are the ones na mag-entertain ng mga guests in restaurants, in the hotels. So
Kasi pag punta niyan sa restaurant o kaya sa hotel,
Yes,
pag
magtatanong
nag-check-in
yan
yan,
kung saan sila
ano ang
pupunta.
magandang puntahan?
That's right.
What would you recommend? Di ba? So
That's
dapat
right.
alam nila ito.
yes, so we have a program for that with Cagayan de Oro Hotel and Restaurant Association. We make sure that every quarter, dinadala natin sila sa mga destinations here, nearby, para naman makasagot sila right away. Hindi naman sasabihin nilang, naku, hindi ko alam, saka wala kayo bata, akala ko wala.
Kasi in
Wala
other
yata.
areas, yung
Diba?
pag bumibisita ko sa ibang lugar, meron pa rin hindi nakaalam
Yes.
ng mga taga doon.
And that's inclusive of food.
Inclusive of food, di
Yes,
ba?
kailangan matikman nila yung hamon, matikman ng
mag-
chicharon,
Yes.
pastel, and
Kasi
everything.
marami tayong pwedeng i-offer talaga
Yes.
sa kanila, di ba? These are the products that we'd love to tell these people na we have and we are proud of.
Yes.
Now, let's look backwards. Sabihin na natin, itong tourism na to, nung araw, parang we equate na pag turista ka, pupunta ka sa ibang bansa, ibang lugar, di ba? And we know that our friendly nations, our friendly neighbors, the ASEAN regions are very actively promoting their places,
Yes.
di ba? So tayo naman here in the Philippines, is there a change in the way our tourists, our Filipino tourists, our local people think or view, being a tourist?
Yes, with the slogan of the Department of
Yes.
Tourism, it's more fun in the Philippines. So they feel it now.
Yes.
Na
May
kailangan
bago pa
pala-
yung Visit
Ha?
Philippines, di ba? 2015.
Yeah,
Ang
this is
ganda.
another
Have you seen
program
it?
for
Ang
Yes, I
ganda.
saw that.
Oo. It's all about mind conditioning. You have to condition the minds of the Filipino people na
Yes.
maraming magagandang puntahan sa Pilipinas.
We have to inject the pride of place.
Yes.
Because they should first enjoy and realize that we have a lot of things to offer before they can really go out and tell the world. So we feel na with our arrivals, we can feel that there's already a massive movement of the locals, the Filipinos. Parang every year parang meron na ata silang places na where they should go. With also the advent of the airlines now.
Kasi yung mga
no?
airlines ngayon, may
advance
mga mura,
bookings.
advance
may mga
bookings.
mura.
Yes,
Meron
so
pa silang mga
promos,
promo
meron.
fares,
Yes,
di
so
ba?
natututo na
Nakakatulong.
tayo ngayon to really discover our places, more of what we can offer.
Pero alam niyo po, sir, there's this one place I went to na parang nakita ko, napansin ko sa nila that in order for them to encourage their own nationals to visit the different spots in their place, no, parang meron silang mga certain discounting na binibigay.
Pwede rin yan.
So have we also thought of, packaging it in such a way na para maingganyo yung mga kapwa Pilipino natin, hey, pumunta kayo sa ganito, kasi heto yung price na ibibigay natin, heto lang yung babayaran natin. Can we also look into that? Like for example, kasi it will encourage more na parang value for money.
Yes, in fact, I think for the whitewater rafting, for instance, there is a rate for the locals,
Yes.
and there's also
It's a
another
strategy.
one.
It's
It's
a
a
strategy yan
strategy that our partners are looking into. They can also give discounts on food and accommodation facilities. So we have also some activities involving our partners like Cagayan de Oro Hotel and Restaurant Association. During fiesta or special events, they offer special rates to our clients.
Okay. So what about heto naman, pagdating naman sa pag-package naman natin sa mga turistang taga-ibang bansa when they come to us? Do we also give them something na heto freebie ito just to encourage them to come also to our place?
Yes,
How do we go about that?
Some of the packages are really very good. Parang ano na siya talaga.
Built-in na
when you
lahat.
try to look into details of the package, makikita mo na medyo okay na talaga yung package.
Yeah, you need to involve partners kasi,
Yes.
no? Kasi it's going to be a collaborative effort. No?
So what's new in Cagayan de Oro City itself, sir?
We are into adventure thing. No? That's the top of Cagayan de Oro. We are really known for the whitewater rafting. So that's the mother activity of the city because this is only one place that you can do whitewater rafting all year round, 365 days.
Here in our place?
Yes,
Dito
because
ba?
in other areas,
Di pwede
pag masyadong mainit,
Hindi
bumaba
pa pwede.
yung water, yung iba naman masyadong mataas. But here, we're just so blessed that we have this beautiful river that's very important to the people of Cagayan de Oro, particularly for the whitewater rafting. Of course, there are other things
At saka
around.
alam nyo ba na dinadayo tayo for this?
Yes.
For the river rafting?
Yes,
yes.
Sometimes they fly in the morning, they live the night, o kaya naman 1 day or 2 days lang sila. Purely for this, di ba?
Yes,
And so,
yes.
paano naman sa province natin? What's going to be new in the province?
Actually, marami apart from the sites we are developing. Kung naano mo yung sa we are promoting also spiritual tourism. Ang dami kayang mga tourists nagpupunta sa Divine,
Yes, di ba? For ano, parang,
Divine Mercy Shrine. So ang dami dyan. We are also promoting the Lourdes Shrine in Binuangan, no? We are planning to put up a healing pool there, no? Sa Binuangan. So that the tourists will not just go there for fun. Meron silang mabibitbit na parang experience, no? Makikreate makukuhang lasting impression na maganda doon kasi it's a healing pool. Yung mga ganon. Yung sa hot spring, maganda doon. They bring therapeutic experience to the tourists. So, mga ganon.
At saka hindi lang, Jeff. Para bang, it's not just purely fun on the physical aspect. But it's more of, dapat holistic nga eh. So, dapat meron kang time for being at peace, tranquil, you know, and you try to relate and correlate again with the higher beings, di ba? Part dapat yan na acting ano. So, what are the challenges that you see for now na, heto, these are the challenges that we are as yet to face and are faced with in terms of further developing our tourism industry in the region and in the province? Let's start with
We
you.
always have this problem on reputation. I mean, some would always think that Mindanao is not really a good place to visit. So that's one thing that we really have to fight, that we have to do a lot more of promoting our region so that we can really put in top of the minds of our possible clients or tourists that this must be a part of the bucket list. The Northern Mindanao cities and provinces is quite big enough. And then, well, the others are not really that problematic, because if we can really we can make things better in terms of with the help of the media and activities like this, we can really go higher in terms of promoting our region.
Yes, kaya yun yung objective ng Dynamic Living, inviting you here so that the people viewing us not just locally, and we'd like to say hi to our viewers sa live streaming, no, at saka nationally, na heto, this is a very safe and a very beautiful place to be. So you should come and try us. So sa province naman, what are the challenges that you are facing?
Yes, in the case of the province, of course, given na yan, yung major challenge namin is yung resources, no? Kailangan marami kang resources for you to be able to put up a lot of projects, no? Sa tourism-related projects. So we are not just relying now on the funds coming from the government, no? We are tapping actually the involvement of our partners, private partners. In fact, marami ng mga partners na nagmamanifest ng support sa provincial government because they see the program is really sincere on making the people benefit from it and of course attracting tourists. So marami kaming partners na nagbibigay sila ng fund para madagdagan yung mga projects namin sa...
Kasi syempre, we all go back to the very basic tourism, you know, helps livelihood.
Yes.
When it does, it improves the life, you know, of the people in that community as a family and as a whole, di ba? So, paano tayo dapat matulungan? What do you think should the people around us, within us, in the province or in the city, in Region 10, in Northern Mindanao, para matulungan nila tayo na maiangat yung ating tourism?
Well, everybody should understand the value of tourism. They should understand that the place is such a beautiful place that we have to offer to our guests. So everybody should be an ambassador of goodwill. It's not just the job of the tourism industry or the local government unit. They should have that kind of feeling that they should be an ambassador themselves in promoting the region, because sometimes no matter how we put things together, but yung iba hindi nila naintindihan kung ano yung ginagawa natin, what is there to offer, what is in tourism, what is the value of tourism. So we have to make sure that sana the people also do their
Pero
share.
alam niyo sir, kung baga, when you really look at it, it brings you a personal pride.
Yes.
Di ba? Para bang pag lumalakad ka, namamasyal ka, at nalaman, syempre nakikipagkwentuhan ka, at naitanong ka, taga saan ka? O ako ay taga Cagayan de Oro, Northern Mindanao. At pag sinabi sa'yo na, uy, nakapunta ako doon, napakaganda ng place niyo. Di ba? Parang umaangat.
Parang,
you feel so good.
Yes. Kung nasa ibang lugar ka, tapos sinasabihan ka ng mga kasama na maganda yung lugar mo, so I'm from there, di ba? Sasabihin
So
mo
you
sa
become
kanila,
very
I'm from
proud,
there.
di ba?
Oh,
So sa'yo naman, Jeff, nasabi naman ni Sir, ano dapat ang pwedeng gawin ng community para matulungan ang ating turismo?
Yes, sinasabi na ni Yoyong no, na they have to be also ambassadors. the most important, yung sinasabi ko kanina, is really to educate them. Kasi dapat tayong nasa gobyerno, kailangan, it's also our responsible to let the people know and understand what we are doing no, in the community. So when they are educated, hindi na through trainings that we give them, through widespread information dissemination, hindi na magiging mahirap para sa kanila to promote to re-echo, di ba?
At saka to help, di ba?
Yes,
in other words, kasi syempre kung alam nila na heto mahalaga ito, sila mismo lilinisin nila yung bakod nila.
Yes.
Sisiguruhin nila na malinis yung palibot, di ba? Kasi pag dumaan dyan ng isang turista, masasabi niya, uy, napakalinis ng isang lugar.
Very important yan.
Yes. Tapos na po ang aking isang oras dito sa Dynamic Living the Total. Yun, napakabilis ng aking oras. Sayang po. We are so fun, loving here. And I'd like to thank my guest, Sir Young. What is your message to our viewers?
Sana mapuntahan niyo naman ang Northern Mindanao and make sure that you bring your family members, friends, business associates, and enjoy the 9 cities and 5 provinces of Northern Mindanao. You are most welcome to our region.
Yes. What about Jeff?
Yeah, Doc, thank you very much for allowing us to guest on Dynamic Living Show. No? And to our televiewers, I would like to invite you to explore the amazing secrets of Misamis Oriental. Please do come to Misamis Oriental and you'll be able to experience magagandang mga adventures, no, activities, sports, nature itself dito sa Misamis Oriental.
And hindi lang yan, kundi ang mga napakabait at nakangiti palaging mga tao, di ba? So isa yan sa ating napakayaman na resource here in Northern Mindanao. Remember, dear viewers, that dapat tangkilikin ang sariling atin. Before we go outside, let us go inside, enjoy what we have, and share what we have. For even in the Bible, it says in Isaiah 64 verse 4 that God even has a perfect destination for each one of us. So, tara na po sa Cagayan de Oro, Northern Mindanao. Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat.
We are people, and we love to get connected. We connect as families because of birth. We connect as friends because we click. And we connect as communities because we care. Seventh-day Adventists are people who connect in communities called congregations, which in turn connect to form conferences, who connect together to form unions, divisions, and the General Conference. Why do we connect? It starts with a connection to the Creator, who invites us on a spiritual journey. When we journey together, we can help each other along the way. This journey is a journey of a lifetime, and as we learn and grow, life becomes filled with meaning and purpose. Our greatest joy is in helping others along the way. Wherever you are on your journey, we believe that we have something to offer that can make your life more whole. So the next time you see a Seventh-day Adventist, remember, you're not looking at someone who stands alone. They are connected to a world church that has 18 million members, gathered in 13 divisions, comprised of 122 unions, formed by 600 conferences, serving in 140,000 congregations in 208 countries, who worship in 924 languages, and they all want to connect with you.
Dare to live well with this new show. Dare new episodes on Sundays at 11 a.m. Replays on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, also at 11 a.m. So don't dare miss it.